Hey planner friends, thanks for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to go over how I use my Hobonichi Day-Free 2022 as a budget planner. This cover is from Sakura Crafts, super cute. I have a Midori, or actually I have a Hobonichi cover over it just to keep it clean and pretty. It's worked out really well for me today, and I've got my super cute Ochisuke Hobonichi mug from my 2023 haul. So let's get right on into it. This is a system that I've been using for the last 5 years. This is the first year I put it into a Hobonichi Techo. It's worked out really, really well. The concepts are based off of Gail Vaz Oxlade. She's a Jamaican Canadian budget master. She had a TV show called Till Debt Do We Part. She's written a lot of budget books. It's along the same lines as Dave Ramsey, in which, you have a finite amount of money set aside for specific parts of your budget, but it's set up just a little bit different. So a lot of people, when they do their budgeting, they're really focusing on the fixed bills that come in every month, making sure that they have a system for that. So trying not to get too far into my family specific dollars and cents, but I have a fixed expenses tracking sheet, and then I have a variable expenses tracking sheet. So this sheet goes along with everything that I have on this page. In the left hand side, I have a color-coded bar that you can write out all of your fixed expenses. I have the header covered up pretty. I have a magnifying glass on the 12th and on the 28th. Those are the days that you need to double check that everything that needs to get paid out in the last half of the month, you're checking on the 12th that it's in an envelope with a stamp and a check, or you have your auto pay set up or whatever. And then by the 28th, it's the same thing. Anything that's paid in the first half of the month, you have all of those payments accounted for and ready to go. And then I have a cute little November sticker in the bottom right hand corner. This one here is just a birthday sticker, birthday in my family. So this is the basic setup for November. And then anything that I put in the left-hand corner, for example, I'll put mortgage. Well, then I'll write mortgage on this sticker and the amount, and then I'll put it on the day. And then when it actually clears our account, I'll put a little tick mark, and that'll be it. And then I do if I have a specific financial goal, if I'm setting aside a certain amount of money, or if I'm paying off a certain amount of debt, I'll make sure that I'll give myself a little browning button. I have a goal met sticker. If I have a certain amount of money that I'm trying to squirrel away, I've got 2 cute little piggy bank stickers that will be put on a day, first half of the month from the first round of paychecks that come in, second half of the month, second round of paychecks that come in. And then I have a total of 8 payday stickers. You can plug them in, enough for 2 people that potentially get paid weekly, or if anybody's doing a side hustle. Lots of opportunities to mark out when you have money coming in. So this is pretty self-explanatory. This is as far as a lot of people go when they do budgeting. Specific fixed bills come in. When are the bills paid? And you can group them by different groupings. So let me give you an idea without getting into the actual dollars and cents. For the gray for my family, those are household expenses, or expenses, fixed expenses that have to do with a home. So whether it's a mortgage, a HOA fee, lawn care, if there's a line of credit payment, sometimes we have a yard service that comes in. Anything that has to do specifically with the home care will be in the gray. In this sort of muted sage green, those are utilities. So we'll have TV, water, garbage, electricity, phones, anything that's utility is here. The brown we have as healthcare. So whether it's a payment to a doctor or whether it's a healthcare premium or dental expenses or whatever the case, that's in the brown for us. Blue is anything that has to do with a credit card or a loan payment. And then these I don't have here, but I included them because I know that there's a lot of people that have, a need for more different categories. In any event, that's how my family uses that. And then what makes Gail's system different is after you have all of your fixed expenses tracked and accounted for, there's a pool of money that's left over, and that's the variable expenses. And that's what people generally don't track, and that's what they get in trouble with. So they'll track their fixed expenses, but then when it's time to get these bills paid, whoops, I'm out of money. Where did all of my money go? And then, they need to take a look at where the money actually went. So a lot of people, they don't use these tabs in the planners, but with this system you definitely need it because you're going to be flipping back and forth. So the monthly is marked, and then back in the day free, which works out really, really well, that you have all these blank pages, because I'm basically using the whole thing this year for various aspects of the budget. This is how I have the cover set up for October. So I have a financial goal 1, 2, 3 for the month, and then I have lots of room for, just things that are coming up. So for example, in October, we have property taxes on our home. We don't know which amount it's going to be. We have property taxes coming out on a condo that we own, and we don't know which one it's going to be yet. But I have that marked because I know that it's probably going to be pulled from our escrow accounts, sometime in the month of October for November. So the way that I have this set up, you have this cover page so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on. Then on these pages, I have fixed expenses, the 1st through the 15th, budget, actual, and date. So again, I'm kind of separating it out by first half of the month when that first paycheck is coming in, and second half of the month when the second paycheck comes in. And you just write down all of your fixed expenses. So everything that was on this page here prior, right? All of your fixed expenses. Now you're going to separate them out by which ones are paid out through the 15th and which ones are paid out through the 31st. So you want to know that you're going to have, money available in your account when your paychecks come in. So this is the first page, just to know when your fixed expenses are actually going to be hitting your account. And then whatever money you have left over, you have to set a budget. It's a horrible word, but there's 5 different categories that you can choose from. I'll show you what our families are. It's food, fun. That means, anything, entertainment, restaurants, activities, concerts, what have you. Gas and oil is a big one right now. That includes, oil changes, car maintenance, tires, gas, clothing and gifts, and other. A lot of that is sort of, trips to Home Depot, household expenses, that sort of thing. Then I have a blank sheet just for you to take notes if there's something that's noteworthy for the end of the for that specific month. And then I have a side hustle. And everybody is kind of has the ability right now to do a little something extra if they need to bring a little extra money in to help things balance. So Gail Vaz Oxlade's strategy uses glass jars instead of envelopes. I know a lot of people, Dave Ramsey, put money in the envelope, save it for a specific expense. Gail uses the glass jars. So this is where you can set your budget for either the entire period of time for the entire month, or you can split it in half. How much money you're going to have set aside for food the 1st through the 15th, and then the 16th through the 31st. And then, fortunately, unfortunately, it's like you have to log it. It's kind of like, when you're on a diet and you're like, gee, I can't lose weight. I wonder why. Well, if you actually start writing down what you're eating, pretty soon you realize like, oh, there's all this, mindless eating that's, adding up to more than I thought I was taking in. Same concept with the budget. It may just be a quick trip to the grocery store for a loaf of bread, but then you add on a bunch of other stuff and, before you know it, you've spent 75 bucks. So you just try to stay in budget and log out exactly what you're spending. And you can rob a little bit of money from one jar to take to the other. You know, as long as you're staying in budget, that's okay. So for example, if you had some kind of a flat tire and rather than getting a patch, they recommended that you actually get a new tire. Well, you don't have enough money in your budget for the tire, but you look over in your clothing and gifts jar and you can see that, oh, over the last 2 or 3 months, I really didn't buy that many gifts. And so, you know, a certain amount of money has built up in the jar over time. So I'm going to borrow $50 from my gifts jar so I can get myself the new tire over here in gas and oil. So that is, you know, pretty much it. Like I said, it's the whole tracking of the variable expenses that a lot of people don't do. And then when it comes around to getting their fixed expenses paid, they find that they don't have enough money in the account because they're not tracking where their day-to-day variable is going. Yeah, just to hit on the side hustle again, Gail always says, you know, you should have a plan for paying off credit cards and such. And so if you want things paid off at a time certain, you have to pay more than the minimum amount. And she also goes along with the Dave Ramsey theory of snowballing. So if you have a lot of debt, you go for the one that has the highest interest rate or the lowest amount to pay off. You pay that one off and then you snowball it into the next credit card and such. So, and if you need to bring in a little bit of extra money, then you do your side hustle, and this is where you can account for more money coming in, and you know, it will help you pay off your debt. So in any event, this has worked out really, really well for me. I have been using this all year long. Almost all of the pages were used by my kits. And then, you know, I still have plenty of room in the back for just notes and projects and, you know, things that come up. I think I have probably like an additional 20 pages in back for, you know, just notes along the way. But yeah, the system has worked out really well. I have these kits in my shop, so if you'd like to check them out, I'll put links down below. I'll also put a link to Gail Vaz Oxlade if you'd like to find out more about her. And really excited to move into my Hobonichi Day-Free 2023 with the same system. It's worked out really well for me this year, and I hope this was helpful. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them down below. Thanks so much for checking out this video, and happy planning. Take care. Bye-bye.